Hey YouTubers, it's Legend coming at you from them sick boys with a deck profile. And I wouldn't say it's my first profile vid, but it's my first one on this new YouTube channel, so you can say that and you can't say that technically. But today's vid is on the Cyber Dragons and the new structure that came out. And I'm not gonna come out like most people been saying in the vids and be like, "Oh, I'm not taking this deck too serious." It's good as a fun deck. Every deck I take is serious because I don't like losing. So I've been tweaking it with my tech and stuff like that. So let's see how this build goes. I've been watching other builds online, and it's kind of like these guys don't look like they don't know what they're doing. So see if you get get where I'm coming from. So jump right into it. Started off with, of course, it's a Cyber Dragon deck, so we gotta have three Cybers. See, three Cybers. Need them in the deck, pretty much to expand. Or can't be a Cyber Dragon without a Cyber Dragon in the deck. So yeah, three Cyber Dragons. Cards that came out in the structure, which would be the Cyber Dragon Dree, whatever you want, whatever you want to call him. But his effect is when he comes out, any Cyber Dragons on the field, including himself, when he's normal summon, turn them level fives, and when he's banished from the field, you can choose a Cyber Dragon on the field, and it can't be destroyed by battle or a card effect during that turn. So he's good. I'm thinking about dropping down to two because three is pretty cluttery. Because I only run one Cyber Network, so I don't really have to run the three. But he's good at three. But I'm still trying to make room for it within my side deck, just to bump him down to two. Next up is Cyber Dragon Core, which is the main engine of the deck, which is searches, it reborn, it well not reborns, but special summons. Pretty much does a lot of stuff. First effect was normal summon. Bring you can search for Cyber Dragon card or Cyber card or Magic and Trap card. And when it's in the graveyard, you can when your opponent has monsters, you don't have any monsters, you can remove from play and special summon a Cyber Dragon monster. And keep in mind, Cyber Dragon, not Cyber Dragon monster. Like it has to be a Cyber Dragon in the deck and in the hand, not just a card that says Cyber Dragon on the field or in the graveyard. So usually I like to keep Cyber Dragons in the deck for that. Moving on should be Cyber Valley. I've been seeing some builds, like majority builds, don't have this. Like there's a select few that realizes this is a great card at three for stalling and going for OTKs, because that's what you like to do when you do an OTK. You like to go for speed, and you also like to stall out for when you're not getting the card you need to go into speed to get your OTK out. So he's great either way you want to put him, and he also fits into your Cyber network. So him at three is perfectly fine. That's for the end of Cyber Dragon monsters, or Cyber monsters, I like to say. Run 12 of them, 18 monster build in total. Now, next up is Honest. Of course, most of them, they're all light, so Honest, like kind of self-explanatory. All the builds I've seen run Honest, so it's not nothing else. My tech move would be like a Unknown Synchron, because it's like a baby Cyber Dragon, but you can synchro with it. So I usually go into Formula, Army Arm, or pretty much any synchro or tune like synchro monster I want with him. So he's good. He's an add-on to what I like to do. And also another tech move is Quick Draw Synchron. Yeah, I run two Synchron. Big deal. Him, great for when you like special summon Cyber Dragon. You can special summon him, drop a core, and go into a Nova or Synchro for a 10 if you want to go that crazy about it, or go into another 5 rank Exceed monster. Or you can summon Drew, normal summon Drew, turn him to level 5, then special summon him, his level 5 and Exceed. There's a lot of stuff you can do with him. So him as a tech move card, I like him at 1. Try to run 2, but I didn't like it to clutter it. So he's great at 1. I like to run him at 1. He's cool. He does a lot of damage for me. I haven't lost his deck yet. It's pretty wow. Next up is Genex Island Birdman. Like I said, all the builds I've been seeing run one of him. He's pretty much staple in his deck. He's great in his deck actually. There's no problem with him in his deck. So one Genex Island Birdman. And I haven't seen a lot of people been running them, like one or two, but Swift Scarecrows. Reason I run them over like Battle Fader and stuff like that. Even in some sense, Veiler, if I had a Veiler, I probably would run it to cut down the tuner monsters. But I run Phoenix Chains in here, so the Veilers would be pretty much effective. But for me, I prefer him over a lot of other cards like Gores, because he goes to the graveyard. So when I want to do a core effect, I can, because you have monsters. I don't. And when I do a Cyber Dragon effect, I can, because you have monsters. I don't, and I don't get hit. So He's good also for defending yourself and stalling. He's a great card. So I run him at 2. So that's it for the monsters. Like I said, 18 build monsters. And we're going to traps next. Traps is pretty much set in stone. 2 Phoenix Chains. Get rid of the effects and annoying monsters out of there. 2 Dimensional Prisms over Mirror Forces, because Mirror Forces destroys a lot of cards that say you can't destroy. So for all those cards that say you can't do that, I just prism you. Get out. I don't like you. Next up is 2 Trap Stuns. I don't run 3 because 3 gets too cluttery. So 2 is perfectly fine for me. It gives me the inconsistency of consistency with what I like to do. So if that makes sense to you. You don't like it, I love it. Deal with it. Next up is only run 1, like I said. Cyber Network. 2, 3. I side deck a second one, but 3 gets the 2 gets cluttery. So you can imagine 3. Also running at, of course, 1 is Torrent's Tribute, Bottomless, and Compulse. So those are for the traps. 10 traps in total. It's defense, and it keeps me comparing hits, so I don't really get money about it. Here's a card that you guys might be confused about. I didn't want to go into the whole cyber, like OD power bond effect, so I threw in a polymerization. I'm pretty much old school when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! So polymerization works for me perfectly fine because I don't like the backdraft of power bond, because sometimes I go into, do an OCK with my twin head or my overlord or my end or my overlord, and I can't do it because they might have something that they leave them on a little bit of life points, and sometimes I might be too low to not get the burn from power bond that kills me. So power bond is really deadly to me sometimes. So polymerization, perfectly fine. It's a polymerization, and plus have a little over, so you still have like a power bond kind of effect through polymerization. It's a lot of work, but then you can play them separately and still be good and keep your card instead opposed to getting burned for your card. Like I said, I'm kind of picky because of the way I play. You may not like it, but I love it. Play me and you see how it works out. Okay, polymerization. Like I said, only running 1 power bond. I side deck the second one just in case I need it. I need to go into that like overdrive. But in initial setup, I only run 1. So you don't like it, I love it. Like I said, limited remove, self-explanatory. Machine deck, all the machines. So hello, 1 Dark Hole, of course, because you only have 1. Golden Sark, because Golden Sark I'm running here because like I said, 1 power bond, 1 polymerization, 1 limited. So you might want to search out for those cards because they won't come to your hand immediately. So it's great, and plus you can set up for it when you do, I should just show you now, duality setup. I run 3 dualities in here. You may not like it. I love it. It gives me my speed and my choice and opportunity and specs when I do searching. So I don't have to break my neck as most of you people do when you play this deck, because I can search and bring out everything I want at will, like have a choice. So that's why I run Golden Sark. 2 spaces. Self-explanatory, because I run 2 Trap Stuns, so 3 spaces would be too cluttery in here. I run too much, and I have more room to do other stuff, so I wouldn't want to take up that space. And only 2 Cyber Player Plants. Might be confused about it. I usually like using it for the replenishing effect as well as the search effect, because like I said, when you do core, sometimes you empty out your Cyber Dragons. You might want to put it back to special summon from a core if you haven't wasted them already. So I run 2, and 3 gets too cluttery sometimes because you want to search with them with core and cyber networks. Since you're not running a lot of cyber networks and a lot of like repair plans, when you draw into a core, you're less likely to draw into repair plans. Therefore, utilizing your core's effect for the shuffle and fish, and then running into the chain of doing it like that. If that was too complicated for you, slow down the tape, you moron. Just playing. But that's why I only run 2. The consistency and inconsistency. That's usually how I like to run around with it. But that's it for the main deck. Like I said, 40 cards, 12 magics, 10 traps, and 18 monsters. So the side deck, we're going for, I'm doing that one for 2 junks, just to jump into core and valley a little bit faster if they get wasted. 1 cyber entrain, whatever you want to call him. I don't see the purpose of 2. Like him in the main deck is cool, but he's a late end game card, and usually I'm trying to just like knock you out and go for my fusion. So side deck just in case I need to do it. 1 Mecha Fortress, just because he has his moments. Like when I do put him in, he comes out and like he's just an instant 25 hitter. Haha, I hit you, and if you hit me off the field, I take something with me, and I can special summon him really fast. So It's not a problem with him. Just for you warrior users out there, Connect Soldier, just because I can punch you in the face really hard. Also, my second Cyber Network, and Three of a Kind, just when I do have those moments where I have 3 Cyber Dragons on the field, I can pop 3 cards and not worry about anything. So if I need to get rid of my Golden Sark or my second Trap Stun just to go for more of a pop effect, if I see to try and stall me out a little bit more, I can go for that and set up my field and then knock him out and then do a fusion and get all up into it. Next on is Machine Duplication. Self-explanatory. I'm only running one in the side deck just in case I want to take out my Golden Sark. Like my Golden Sark is my go-to takeout tech card if I want to implement some other strategy. So that's what he's there for another speed value. My third Cyber Prevent just in case. DDR for special summon just in case they're running me out too fast. My second Power Bond. Book of Moon. Foolish Burial works very well with the cores. And since you see me to Synchron, since I'm on Synchron head, I run 2 tunings. So just in case I need a fish for them, I can. So that's the side deck. Onto the extra. They got a minute left, so I'm gonna ship this up. 1 Cyber End Dragon, 3 Cyber Twins, just in case I'm supposed to get my tech from my boy, so my fortress. So when I get him, I'll take out 1 twin. My Overlord, great card. I love rocking him in here. 2 Novas, 1 Zen Mayo. Focus. The twins, Scrap, Stardust, Catastor, Arm, and my Formula Synchron runs out my extra deck. So link, subscribe, like it, comment if you see anything, if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, probably if I missed something with the way I play, or if you have any trades. Pretty much just all in anything you get if you want to hit it up the page. Again, I'm Legend representing them sick boys, and I'm out.